Good morning, this is Sunetra Choudhury coming to you with all of HT's top stories on Wednesday, April 1st. Now, of course, it's traditionally known as April Fool's Day, but at this time when coronavirus is spreading across the country, the Supreme Court and the Delhi police is cracking down on fake news. Well, let's get started first with the numbers. The number of positive cases is 1,614 and 46 people are dead. Now, what's worrying for authorities is that the rise, which was 181 cases in just a day, has now gone to 294 cases being spotted in just a single day. But the good news is it's still much less than international norms and other countries. For instance, America and the White House has just announced that despite social distancing, the number of people that could actually die from this in America varies from, and their projections are between 1 to 2.4 lakhs. So that's a sobering thought. The other big story that we have in the Hindustan Times pages is that it's not gloom and doom. Guess what? The BCG vaccine that Indian children have been given since 1949, which covers 97% of the population, seems to either give immunity against this disease or even induces it in mild circumstances. Now, remember, of course, these are just initial studies that have taken place. Wider testing has to be done in order to prove this, but authorities say that this certainly seems to be the case if we look at the kind of reduced numbers that we are witnessing in India. The third story is one of innovation, and this innovation comes from no one less than the Indian Navy. Now, the Indian Navy in Visakhapatnam seems to have developed a new kind of ventilator which can simultaneously offer its services to 6 patients. Now, this comes at a time when India recognizes that ventilators which are needed when those who are suffering from corona are at a critical stage are woefully short. They've put in an order of 40,000 ventilators recently, and the numbers that we already have are just about 8,000. And so the fact that the Navy has developed and designed this unique form of ventilator which can cater to 6 people simultaneously comes as very, very good news. Now, speaking of good news, the one that is not so much, it's a new study by Cambridge University which looks at the impact of a lockdown. And guess what they're saying? They're saying that the 21-day lockdown, and remember, we've already survived 1 week of it, just 2 more weeks to go, may not be as effective because once it ends, yes, it has been good and it has brought the numbers down, but once it ends, they say we're going to see a spike in cases. So what does this university paper suggest? Well, it suggests that either you have a hard lockdown of 49 days. Yes, it sounds tough, but that's what they're saying. That will instantly diminish the number of cases that are there in India. Or it suggests that you have the 21-day and then a 28-day lockdown and then an 18-day lockdown. So a 3-phase lockdown interspersed with 5 days of rest each. So these are some things perhaps that the government has to consider as it looks at when to end the lockdown. Of course, it has recently declared that it is not going to extend the lockdown beyond April 14th. And finally, and this is something to cheer you up, we're all looking for heroes. Well, the hero comes in the form of Dr. Shifa M. Mohammed from Kerala. Dr. Shifa was supposed to get married on Sunday, but guess what she spent the day doing? Well, she spent it in critical care looking after a lot of her patients. She told her parents, who were a little worried because she was supposed to get married to a businessman in Dubai, that my marriage can wait, my patients certainly can't. If you want to check up on all these stories, they are available on hindustantimes.com. I'll be back with regular news updates. Goodbye.